Good evening. Coming up in Mello TV News tonight, 19-year-old man stabbed to death by his 13-year-old sister. Massive crowd converge on traffic court today. And the JLP rebukes what it says are attempts by the opposition PNP to compromise the Stocks and Securities Limited fraud investigation. And now the news in detail. Scores of drivers attended the Kingston Corporate Area Traffic Court on Melbourne Road today to avoid facing charges when the new Road Traffic Act goes into effect this Wednesday, February 1. Over the past 2 weeks, courts island-wide have been overrun with numerous drivers attempting to get a court date to pay unpaid fines. Once a new digitized traffic ticket monitoring system is in place, drivers with unpaid fines after Wednesday may be prosecuted, have their driver's license suspended, or lose their ability to obtain a license for their motor vehicle. Director of Client Services, Communication and Information at the Courts Administration Division, Kadisha Fletcher, said in an interview with Mello TV that they had hired additional employees and set up tents as needed to accommodate the increased demand.
Well, what we have done today, we've put in a number of tents, we've brought in some additional chairs, we've set up some lines to deal with the specific persons who are here. So we are saying to persons who, well, when we started the morning, we were telling persons who have between 1 and 5 tickets that we would try to list them for court today. As the day progressed and the numbers went up, we've adjusted that number, and we are now telling persons that if you have 1 to 3 tickets, we'll try to accommodate you today, but if you have more than that, then you're going to get a date for a future time to come to court to have the tickets dealt with. Well, we've had quite a bit of order early. We had order early this morning. We had a little disruption later in the day, but the police officers were on hand to assist us. We've managed to get things under control again, and so I think we are in good stead. We are trying inside the courtroom and inside the back office to process persons as quickly as we can, to get them out as quickly as we can. As I speak to you now, they're erecting another tent. We're going to be putting in some more chairs. We've done that already, but we're going to be putting in some more to try to make the wait as comfortable as we can for those persons who are here. We've taken on additional staff to assist with the searching for the tickets. We've also had staff come down from head office at court administration to assist here as well.
Ms. Fletcher further advised persons that if they don't have a traffic court date today or tomorrow, stay home.
If you don't have a traffic court date for today or tomorrow, I wouldn't suggest that you come down at this stage. All that's going to happen is you're going to get a stamp on that printout and you're going to be told to come back at a future date. We have a court list that is exhaustive right now, and so we are unable to list many other persons at this point. So if you don't have a date for tomorrow, we wouldn't encourage you to come down. If you have 1 to 3 tickets and you have some time to wait, you can come down. We'll search for those tickets and have you listed for court. But just please be patient because there's going to be a little wait.
A motorist who was standing in line at the traffic court who spoke with Mello TV News said the authorities should clean the slate since there will be a new system implemented.
What I really wish they would do is like how them set up the app already for you to see the amount of ticket that you owe and the money and the amount of ticket that you have. All them need to do is just make the tax office go pay it. I think it would be cheaper. But them say under the just discretion, because if they just come a morning and say $6 million, we just have to pay it and work. So right now we just really need some time. But what we are gonna do? We can't do nothing. We just have to do what we have to do. You understand? Yeah, we not provoke the court or provoke the judge or the system. We just want, be a part of the system. If we can't stand it, we maybe have to just run left it.
Well, I've been here for almost 3 to 4 hours now. We joined the line from half of the road. The line starts from about 3 or 4 blocks. And we're in the line for almost 3 hours. And when you almost reach at the front, it's either a favorism thing or that. But you have business people in the line. Don't mind my face, I'm a taxi operator. But you have business people, you have nurses, doctors, lawyers in the line. And you have people just come and just cut the line and go in like some favorism. What kind of style? It's not a good thing that because people have business to go and anything. People will come with 1 ticket after they have to wait for 4 hours. That don't make sense. You say you want do the thing more official now, more properly now. And this what I talk about long time, just give you a little amnesty. For me now, we don't need no extension right now. You're coming out with a new Road Traffic Act that is going to back up other old things. My thing just wipe it clean. Because if you just stop and get even 2 tickets, you look at maybe even $40,000 a month. Just 2 tickets, you know. $40 a month. So this new Road Traffic Act, if them are going to imply it so much and have so much cost for them, why not just clean off the system then start over fresh, because them have a new ticket system, right? Where them have the reload and so forth, them stop the yellow pages, then get rid of the yellow pages, then work with the reload. No problem. So let's ask for me, I don't know about this, I don't want amnesty no more time, just give us a clean slate.
In the meantime, Transport Minister Audley Shaw, who spearheaded the bill, urged those with outstanding tickets to contact the courts as soon as possible to set up a payment plan. And as the country prepares for the implementation of the new Road Traffic Act, which becomes effective this Wednesday, February 1, members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, and other stakeholders gathered at the National Police College for a 2-day training conference on the new Road Traffic Act and regulations. The session is aimed to enforce the adjustments, infractions, penalties, and documentation required for enforcing the new statute. The road traffic legislation and regulations, according to Assistant Commissioner of Police Merrick Watson, appears to be the cure for lawlessness in this social era. The Assistant Commissioner asserted that he believes that they have the knowledge, abilities, and competencies to make this law and regulation effective to keep the roads and public spaces safe for all Jamaicans. Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson concurred with ACP Watson's views and added that the conference is the beginning of a process of more education inside the force. The Jamaica Labour Party is this evening rebuking the opposition's People's National Party, the PNP, and what they describe as the PNP's surrogates' attempt to compromise the investigations of fraudulent practices involving Stocks and Securities Limited, SSL. JLP General Secretary Dr. Horace Chang said the JLP stands firmly with Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke in managing this crisis. Dr. Chang stated that what has become clear is that this fraudulent activity has been taking place for over 13 years, spanning several administrations, and it is disappointing but not surprising that the PNP is seeking relevance from this, quote, treacherous theft, end quote. Dr. Chang said the PNP's actions are short-sighted and dangerous. Dr. Chang added that the PNP should know that the Financial Services Commission, the FSC, is operationally independent and the law provides no role for the minister in supervisory matters. Dr. Chang further commended Minister Clarke's decisive, open and transparent approach and says he knows the JLP government will leave no stone unturned in ensuring that the responsible individuals are held to account. Dr. Chang added that instead of the PNP being an impediment, they should partner with the government in the interest of Jamaica to fix the systematic gaps in the financial sector that spans administrations and by creating institutional safeguards to prevent the current crisis from recurring. A 19-year-old man was allegedly fatally stabbed on Sunday at his house in Irwin, St. James by his 13-year-old sister after they got into an argument. The deceased has been identified as Noel Demetrius from Tucker in Irwin, St. James. According to reports from the Freeport Police, Demetrius and his sister were at home at around 9 a.m. when an argument allegedly developed between them and he started to beat her. The 13-year-old, who attends a high school in St. James, armed herself with a knife which she allegedly used to stab her brother in the left side of his chest. The injured man was taken to the hospital by other family members but died while undergoing treatment. Following the incident, the police confirmed that the 13-year-old accused fled the scene and is still being sought by the police. And still on crime, one of the 4 victims who was shot and later died on Saturday in West Kingston was a 24-year-old aspiring artist. In order to make last-minute adjustments to his debut EP, which he planned to release the following month, Emilio West, aka Shaka Don, left his house and went to the studio. His family members believe he was an innocent victim who was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. According to police reports, West and another man, Davis, were standing on the road when a car drove up and its occupants started shooting at the gathering. 6 individuals were sent to hospital where West and Davis' deaths were confirmed. And in the wake of the upsurge in violence in West Kingston, Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson and members of the Police High Command toured the area. Commissioner Anderson says the police will continue their efforts to reduce crime in the area.
They're really pushing to get this year's crime rate and particularly our murder rate down from where it was last year. And it's important that very early on in the year, like now, once something flares, and we've been seeing a flare in Kingston Central and Kingston West, that we get on top of it as quickly as possible. That means a couple of things. One is that we, along with our partners, the JDF, get into the space as early as possible to dominate the space, and also to get information from the citizens around about what is going on. So we have good leads on most of the conflicts that we're seeing. There is a level of tension here. This is Beastland Street and just up from West Street, and we had some shootings here. 2 people were killed here within the last 24 hours just down the road from here. So it's important that we come, and that I come myself. I want to get a sense of what's happening on the ground. I've been briefed by the commanding officer of Kingston West and that one of Kingston Central, and also with me is Assistant Commissioner Graham, who's in charge of Area 4 generally. So it's to get that first-hand sense, and it also provides some relief for the citizens when they see that it has the attention of the High Command in what they're doing.
Police assigned to the Narcotics Division seized 2.5 kilograms of cocaine and arrested an employee at the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James during an operation that was conducted on Sunday, January 29. Reports are that about 11:50 a.m., members of the Narcotics Division and Customs Enforcement Team, the CET, were conducting operations at the airport. The employee was seen acting in a manner that aroused their suspicion. He was subsequently accosted and searched. 4 parcels containing the drug were found in his possession. The man was arrested, however, his identity is being withheld pending further investigations. And those are the stories making the news this evening. Thank you for tuning in to Mello TV Evening News. I'm Nicole Hales. Stay safe and thanks for watching.